Understanding Rotations, Lesson 19 Notes, Example number 2. I'm going to try to keep this example short and sweet. We did a problem just like this in the translations notes 17. We did a problem just like this in the reflection notes 18. So I have a feeling that you should, as long as you did those, you should have an idea of how to do this one. So I'm going to just make it short and sweet. Okay. It says, show the trapezoid ABCD and its image after a 90-degree clockwise rotation about point A are congruent. Remember from the other lessons where to truly prove that it was congruent, to truly do this problem, I would have to give you a ruler and the protractor, and you'd have to do all the measurements and everything. And well, it's very time consuming, and since we're not in school, it's just not possible. So what I did was I went ahead and I wrote the measurements on the figure. So go ahead, pause your video, and get all those measurements written down. Don't forget to make sure you have all 4 angle measurements written down, including the boxes to represent 90-degree angles, and then all 4 side lengths for each figure written down. Okay, so remember, in order to verify or to prove that they are congruent, you have to prove that all corresponding parts are congruent. So let's start with the angles. The measure of angle A equals the measure of angle A prime, which equals 42 degrees. Therefore, angle A is congruent to angle A prime. The measure of angle B equals the measure of angle B prime, which equals 138 degrees. Therefore, angle B is congruent to angle B prime. The measure of angle C equals the measure of angle C prime, which equals 90 degrees. Therefore, angle C is congruent to angle C prime. The measure of angle D equals the measure of angle D prime, which equals 90 degrees. Therefore, angle D is congruent to angle D prime. So go ahead, pause your video, and write all those down. Okay, now the side lengths. The length of AB equals the length of A prime, B prime, which equals 3.5 centimeters. Therefore, AB is congruent to A prime, B prime. The length of BC equals the length of B prime, C prime, which equals 2.3 centimeters. Therefore, BC is congruent to B prime, C prime. The length of CD equals the length of C prime, D prime, which equals 2.3 centimeters. Therefore, CD is congruent to C prime, D prime. The length of DA equals the length of D prime, A prime, which equals 5 centimeters. Therefore, DA is congruent to D prime, A prime. You could have also written this as AD. You could have written AD, the length of AD equals the length of A prime, D prime, which equals 5 centimeters. Therefore, AD is congruent to A prime, D prime. It doesn't matter which way you write that. Okay, so go ahead, pause your video, and write all those down. Okay, like I said, I wanted to go through this example fairly quickly. So what we did was we proved that all the angle measurements are congruent. Then we proved that all the side lengths are congruent, all the corresponding angles, I should say, and all the corresponding sides. So we proved that all corresponding parts are congruent. And because all corresponding parts are congruent, we can say that trapezoid ABCD is congruent to trapezoid A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. All corresponding parts are congruent, therefore trapezoid ABCD is congruent to trapezoid A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. If you have any questions, let me know.